Girl, today I'm going to show you how to save your first 10k. Because if you've ever tried to save any amount of money, you realize sooner or later that saving money could be pretty hard. But that is because you don't have the right strategies. And so in today's video, I'm going to share with you 7 strategies that helped me save my first 10k effortlessly, and I hope it helps you too. And I trust 10k because you know that if you reach 10k, girl, the rest gets easier. First strategy is to open a bank account only for savings and savings alone, nothing else. Girl, I bet you remember the last time that you said you were not going to go back to that money in your main account, but it went back to empty it anyway. Exactly. That is the reason why you have to open an account solely for savings. So here's what I do. I have an account solely for savings, and to make it more effective, I don't have access to that account. All I can do with that account is to deposit money. If I want to know how much is in there or want to make a withdrawal, I have to go to the bank. And so the moment I get my salary, I transfer my savings right into that account. If you really want to save, girl, you have to have at least 2 bank accounts: your checking account and your savings account. Your checking account is where you pay all your bills from. From that account, money can come and go. But your savings account, girl, your savings account, money only goes in. You put that money in and forget it ever existed. Now, saying you are not going to touch that money alone is not enough. You have to constantly restrain yourself from doing it, okay? Tell yourself that you are a woman of your word and you're gonna do what you say you will do. Next thing I want you to do is to take this a step further, okay? Automate your savings. Girl, out of sight, they say, is out of mind, yeah? And the probability that you honor that commitment to transfer your money all the time is actually very low. So you would want to help yourself by making sure that you don't save the money in the first place. Give your bank a standing order to save a specific amount of money to your savings account, okay? And so at the end of the day, all you see is what is left for your bills. I did this a couple of months ago, and girl, it's one of the best money decisions I've ever taken, okay? Because at the end of the day, I don't even have access to my savings account. And so the temptation of withdrawing my money has reduced. Once in a while, I pop by the bank to check my statements, reconcile balances, and transfer money to my investments if I need to. Next strategy is for you to stop comparing yourself to other people. Girl, we underestimate how much influence social media has on our spending habits. All you have to do is to scroll on social media for 30 minutes and you see people whose lives you want to live. And if you don't take care, you start emptying your bank account just to keep up. So I use an Android phone here, but last time my cousin came here and she had this iPhone that really got to me. Girl, all of a sudden I felt this pressure to also go get myself an iPhone. But then I have to remind myself that, Franca, you have a goal. The goal is to save 10k this year. And so you are not. You are not. Remember the goal, not what you're feeling. I want you to constantly remind yourself that, yeah, it doesn't matter what anybody is wearing. We always have to hit the goal first. And until we hit the goal, we don't care what anybody is wearing, what anybody has. Allow yourself to see the thing, feel the pressure to buy it, but then walk away because we are honoring our goals. Next thing you want to do is to buy things that you actually love. Now, this might sound a bit counterintuitive, but it's actually one of the best things you could do for yourself. By the way, it's always good to find cheaper alternatives to items, but buying a thing because it's cheap and not because of its quality or because you like it means that you are sooner or later going to replace it. Girl, the more you love the things you buy, the less pressure you are going to feel to upgrade it. If you love your clothes, girl, that level of satisfaction alone is not gonna make you want to hop onto fast fashion. In case you're wondering how this helps you save money, girl, it makes you intentional. You're gonna find yourself sticking to your budget and choosing fewer things that you actually love, as against constantly spending to replace things because they are less functional. There have been so many times that I have to throw things that I bought from online away because though they were cheap, they were of very bad quality. Next up is for you to apply the 70-30 rule. Girl, this rule suggests that for every paycheck that you get, 70% is going to go for your expenses and 30% is strictly for your savings and investments. Now, this is a self-imposed limitation, yeah? And so you're going to have to work extra hard to keep yourself on course. The 70% is supposed to cover both your fixed and variable expenses. And girl, there are no exceptions to this rule. Every expense you have must fit into the 70%, okay? And if you find yourself going above that 70%, then it means you have to sit down and redraw the budgets. And the beauty of this rule is that it doesn't only make you stick to your budget, but you find yourself looking for value in every expense that you make. And so instead of going over your budget because you know that you have an extra 30% somewhere, girl, you limit yourself to just the 70 and and you strictly save and invest the 30 that is left. Now, if you want it to be more effective, I suggest that you automate the 30% into your savings account. Take off access to it, okay? Allow it to be there for a while, add more, and then you take that from your savings account, you go invest it. Next up is for you to pay your high interest debts. Girl, all your effort to save money is gonna go fruitless if you have debts that require you to pay high interest at the end of the day. Though you would save some money, the interest you have to pay is gonna cancel out your efforts. Girl, it's totally okay to save while you're still trying to service the debt, but if you pay off those debts, you might have more disposable income and your effort to save might even triple. Next up is for you to stop taking your salary in advance. Girl, I know this is not a place that anybody would want to be, but sometimes we choose to go there out of choice, yeah? And I'm talking like this because I was going to take my salary in advance every single month, not because I had an emergency, but because I just felt like I could spend it. I never disciplined myself enough to not overspend. And because I knew that my bank would always give me an advance, girl, by the middle of the month, I was done spending my actual salary and I'll go to them for an advance. And because by the end of the month, they're going to deduct my advance from my salary, girl, I'll be left with not enough to cover my bills. So I would have to go again. And so I got stuck in this cycle of taking advances. They deducting, me going, but I was stuck living paycheck to paycheck. And trust me, if you've not started taking your salary in advance, you wouldn't want to do that, because once you get stuck, it is so difficult to come out.